Yo guys, what's up and welcome to r/MaliciousCompliance, where people conform to the letter but not the spirit of a request. And today we are gonna learn why it's not a good idea to be a jerk to your delivery driver. Don't have your credit card? No food for you. This story actually happened on New Year's Eve in 2017, so it is still somewhat fresh on my mind. I used to work for a Domino's in New York. We had to work on New Year's Eve, and honestly, I would have much rather have been home ordering pizza instead of delivering them. Send lots of love to food workers on holidays and maybe give them a little extra tip. It will help make their night worth it. Also, I have omitted the curse words used in this story and changed them to more family-friendly words. The night was relatively slow compared to normal, at least until around 10 to 11 PM. I was what you would call a third shift driver, as we typically closed at 2 to 3 AM in the morning. The only people that ordered this late were either college students, people who are drunk, people who are high, and sometimes all three of them at once. At around 9 PM, I received an order to go to a lady's house that had a dual payment. Most of it was on a card, and about 10 cents was in cash. When people were short on cash, I would typically forward them the money if it was not too much. It would come out of my tip money, but I did not mind as I did not have major bills at the time. We never got many tips either, as at the end of a typical 10-hour shift, I would come out with $15 in tips. For someone to leave 10 cents in cash on a dual payment, I had a suspicious feeling that they would become a problem, but was hopeful that they simply did not have 10 cents in their bank. I have been there, I get that. On my way to leaving the restaurant, I asked my boss if I really had to collect the 10 cents from the customer, more or less in a joking manner. With a serious tone, he said that I would have to have the 10 cents or I would have to pay for it. As long as the person was kind and did not give me much of a problem, I would not mind forwarding that to them, so I left the store towards their house. I did not expect what was going to happen next. I arrive at the customer's house to be greeted by an absolutely adorable kid. He had to be no older than 5 or 6 years old. I told him I would need to talk to his parents and asked him to tell them to bring their credit card. We had to check the last 4 numbers of the credit cards against the receipt and imprint them onto it, as some people tried charging our store back with the bank, and having that imprint on the receipt proved we delivered the pizza. Not getting the imprint can lead to termination if there were enough offenses, so I really don't typically like risking that. The kid said okay and ran upstairs. A minute later, this rather large lady starts making her way down the stairs and stops halfway down. She's followed by at least 8 kids of varying ages. To say the stairs were packed would be an understatement. For the purposes of the story, CL Crazy Lady, me for me, DG for drunk guy. Crazy Lady takes a stance on the stairs and glares into my eyes menacingly. CL:
What do you want? I don't own a credit card. My brother ordered it from one town away. It's already paid for, so give it to me. What more do you want?
I'm so sorry, ma'am. However, we require that we verify the credit card and imprint it onto the receipt, as it is our store's policy. Do you know how far your brother is from here? I have one more delivery and I might be able to get my manager's permission to come back after that delivery to verify the card. We don't get paid extra for gas, and if we mess up or have to make extra trips for a customer, regardless of the reason. It's $1 a trip, and this customer was not close to the store, so this alone was a rather generous gesture. CL:
No, he's too far away. Listen, I already gave you my money. Give me the pizza now. You already took way too long to get here as it is.
Me? As I said prior, ma'am, I am unable to do that. It is our company's policy to verify cards, and I could get in serious trouble if I do not follow this policy. At this point, she starts getting rather irate. If the card verification ever became an issue, if the customer was nice to me, I would write flat on the receipt, indicating the numbers on the card were flat and could not be imprinted. This, of course, was against policy. However, I'm a nice girl, so I would do this from time to time. My boss also never checked to verify if a card was flat or not. He only checked to make sure an imprint or the word flat was on the receipts when we banked out at the end of the night, so I never got in trouble for doing this. There was also not typically an issue, as almost all of our customers knew our policy and were readily presenting their cards at the door, so I did not have to do this too often. So in a way, I guess you could call this a malicious compliance. I was not ready to risk anything for some entitled lady.
Give me a flipping pizza. How hard is this for you?
Me, I would be happy to call my manager to see if he would be willing to make an exception for you, if that would be acceptable. CL.
Fine, call your flipping manager.
If a customer had more than 5 orders in our system occasionally, we would grant an exception as long as they never gave us a problem in the past. This was not a written rule, but we tried to appease. Also, as long as the manager approved, I would not get in trouble. I take out my phone and call the store. We did not have a direct line to our managers, we just called the main line like everyone else. My coworker answered the phone. I asked for him to get my manager. Me, hey boss, I'm at the X street address on my runs and she does not have the credit card used on the order. Can we make an exception? My boss checks through her previous orders and she only has a couple on file. Boss, no, make sure to get the imprint. If you cannot get the imprint, take the order back to the store. Let me know what happens. I hang up the phone. Me, sorry, but my manager cannot make an exception. If you have a different card you can put the bill on or have the remainder in cash, I'll be happy to finish the delivery. CL,
are you flipping stupid? I don't have another card to put it on. Call your manager again. Do it now.
Me, I have another delivery to go on now. If you would like to speak to my boss, please call the store's number. I would be happy to give it to you. CL,
no, I want you to call him again.
Me, I just talked to him and his answer won't change. Do you want the number or not? CL,
fine, give me the number.
I gave CL the number and waited for my boss to tell her the same thing I did. She absolutely loses it on my boss. She hangs up. CL,
are you gonna refund my money?
Me, absolutely ma'am, we will refund it tonight. You should see it reflect in your account in 2 to 3 business days. CL,
I don't want my money in 2 to 3 business days. I want my money now.
Me, ma'am, please calm down. I can't do that because the 2 to 3 business days is for bank processing time. We have no control over that time frame.
I want my money now.
At this point, CL starts running down the stairs, charging at me. I promptly get off her deck as she slams the door behind me. I'm a bit shaken up as I thought she was going to flat out attack me, but I try to brush it off. I start walking towards my car when a guy exits the bar across the street. Remember DG from above? This is where he makes his debut. DG, hey, why are you taking all that food back to your car? She not want it? Me, no, she definitely wanted it. She did not have the credit card used to pay for the order, so per company policy, I have to take it back. DG, say I'm mighty hungry and I got a couple kids upstairs that would probably appreciate some food right now. How much for the food? I look at the tag we were given containing the price and look back at DG. Me, it would be $26 and change. DG, I will take it. I have the cash for you right here. Me, mind if I check with my boss to verify if this is okay? DG, I don't mind. I call my boss and he says more or less as long as I get the money for the food, he does not mind me giving it to him. DG gives me the money for the food and I unpack it for him on a bench outside. Me, you don't even know what this lady ordered and you want to just give me $26 for it right now? DG, I like surprises, I'm sure it's good. I give him the food and I return to finish my last delivery. I get back to the store about 30 minutes later. Little did I know, CL saw me give her food to DG and has been calling our store the entire time since I left her house. Me and my coworkers were in tears with laughter as she kept changing her phone number, probably using an app, and calling to complain. At one point, she tried ordering food again using a different number to the same address. She was not very bright. Moral of the story: don't be a jerk to your delivery drivers and use common sense. J.G. Wentworth may have done her a blessing. You know, it's obvious that the woman was kind of crazy, but I would be super mad as well if pizza was at my doorstep. I had given a valid payment method, but I still could not get the pizza because of some weird rule. If you have any crazy delivery driver stories, please tell them in the comments. That was all the content I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I see you tomorrow.